Today, I want to talk about how we can use the power of our subconscious minds for wealth. There are two spheres of the mind, the conscious and the subconscious. The conscious mind is our thinking mind. It is the part of the mind that we use to make our day-to-day decisions. The subconscious mind is that part of our mind that controls the majority of our activities. All of our bodily functions like breathing, digestion, and healing are controlled by our subconscious mind. It never sleeps and it never takes a break. The subconscious mind takes everything literally. It cannot tell the difference between negative and positive. It simply takes orders from our conscious mind, which means if we think we can or can't do something, we're right either way. When it comes to the subconscious mind, Napoleon Hill said in the book Think and Grow Rich, there is plenty of evidence to support the belief that the subconscious mind is the connecting link between the infinite mind of man and infinite intelligence. It alone is the medium through which prayer may be transmitted to the source capable of answering prayer. So in the book, Dr. Murphy gives an excellent treatise on the subconscious mind. In the chapter on how to use the subconscious mind for wealth, he gives us a number of points that we can employ in our own lives to actually use our own subconscious mind to generate wealth. Point number one, we have to decide that we want to be wealthy the easy way with the infallible aid of our subconscious mind. We have to convince our mind that we will always have plenty and some to spare, and we can do this by autosuggestion. Autosuggestion is the repetition of an idea, and in this case, it is the repeated suggestion of wealth to our subconscious mind. It can include verbal affirmations where we affirm wealth. You could say something like, I am grateful for my pay increase of $20,000 a year. And you can repeat this in a mirror 50 times a day. Or you can write it down 50 times a day. Some people refer to this technique as scripting. You could also put your desires on a vision board so that you can visualize your desires. When using a vision board, it's important to visualize what you want in vivid detail, feeling all of the emotions that come with possessing your goals. Second, Dr. Murphy says, trying to accumulate wealth by the sweat of your brow and hard labor is one way to become the richest man in the graveyard. You do not have to strive or slave hard. Many of us know people who have made a lot of money and they did not have to slave for it. If you think about some of the wealthiest individuals, richest individuals financially in this country, in this world, there are arguably a lot of people who actually work more hours a day, work harder, much harder than they do, but they're not as wealthy. Why? Well, perhaps they have not employed the power of their subconscious mind the way that some of these wealthier individuals have. Working ourselves into the ground is not the way to wealth. There are only 24 hours in a day, and there's no way that you can work your way into wealth. Work is absolutely necessary, but work by itself won't get you to wealth. We have to learn to use our subconscious mind. Third, wealth is a subconscious conviction. Build it into your mentality. Build that idea of having wealth, that is, into your mentality. He also gave the reader a suggestion on how they can do this. He says, before you go to sleep at night, make this statement. By day and by night, I'm being prospered in all of my interests. Every morning, as you awaken, deposit thoughts of prosperity, success, wealth, and peace. Dwell on those concepts. So we really need to make sure that we are consciously guarding our thoughts and that we are preoccupying our minds with prosperity. It is also important to note that the subconscious mind is most impressionable right before sleep and when we first awake. Before we go to sleep, we need to practice our affirmations and or our scripting so that our affirmations are the last thing our subconscious mind receives. Point number 4. The trouble with most people is they have no invisible means of support. When we learn to tap into our subconscious mind, we'll understand that we have an inexhaustible storehouse within. When the market drops, when interest rates go up, whenever we hear bad news, we won't panic and we won't fear. That thought brings to mind scriptures, actually. Scriptures like Isaiah 26:3 that says, "You will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on you because he trusts in you." Or Deuteronomy 31:6 that says, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of him, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you." These are scriptures that remind us that God is always with us. And if we learn how to tap into our subconscious minds, we'll always be able to tap into his presence. Fifth, repeat the word wealth to yourself slowly and quietly for about 5 minutes prior to sleep, and your subconscious will bring wealth to pass in your experience. Our words have power to cleanse our minds of wrong ideas and instill right ideas in their places. It's also reminiscent of another scripture, Proverbs 18:21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. We literally have the ability with what we say to plant uh, ideas of wealth and prosperity or ideas of poverty and lack into our subconscious mind. We have to make a conscious effort to choose wealth, prosperity, and abundance. Point number 6, the feeling of wealth produces wealth. Keep this in mind at all times. The subconscious mind is like a bank. It magnifies whatever you deposit or impress upon it, whether it is the idea of wealth or poverty. And he challenges the reader in the book to choose wealth. That kind of reminded me of Earl Nightingale's The Strangest Secret recording. There's one portion in that audio recording where he says this. Let's say the farmer has two seeds in his hand. One is a seed of corn, the other is nightshade, a deadly poison. He digs two little holes in the earth, and he plants both seeds, one corn, the other nightshade. He covers up the holes, waters, and takes care of the land. And what will happen? Invariably, the land will return what was planted. His point was that our subconscious mind is indifferent. It will give us what we plant in it, period. So we have to make then a very conscious decision, a conscious effort to plant positive ideas. 7th, your conscious and subconscious mind must agree. Your subconscious accepts what you really feel to be true. The dominant idea is always accepted by your subconscious mind. The dominant idea should be wealth, not poverty. Okay, he also talks about how our affirmations will not work if we don't believe them, or if we affirm one thing 1 minute and then doubt what we affirm the next. The dominant belief is what the subconscious mind has to accept. James chapter 1 verses 5 through 8 says, "If any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask of God, who gives to all liberally and without reproach, and it will be given to him. But let him ask in faith with no doubting. But he who doubts is like a wave of the sea driven and tossed by the wind. For let not that man suppose that he will receive anything from the Lord. He is a double-minded man, unstable in all his ways." We can't be unstable when it comes to what we feel. If we want wealth, health, peace, joy, or whatever it is that we desire, we have to feel it and believe that it is true, that we are already in possession of that thing. And when we do that, our subconscious mind will go to work to make that a reality in our lives. 8. You can overcome any mental conflict regarding wealth by affirming frequently, by day and by night, I'm being prospered in all of my interests. If you're struggling to believe your wealth affirmations, this statement is not contradictory. And for some of us, We may need a less contradictory statement like this because we have been so programmed to believe that we are wrong for desiring wealth, prosperity, and abundance. 9. Increase your sales by repeating this statement over and over again. My sales are improving every day. I am advancing, progressing, and getting wealthier every day. A statement like this yields results because it gets the conscious and subconscious mind to cooperate. And it also reminds us that we should employ the power of the subconscious mind in our professional lives. Number 10, stop writing blank checks, such as there's not enough to go around or there is a shortage, etc. Such statements magnify and multiply your loss. Our subconscious mind takes our fear and negative statements and it goes to work to bring whatever we plant to pass in our lives. 11. Deposit thoughts of prosperity, wealth, and success in your subconscious mind, and the latter will give you compound interest. Constructive thoughts deposited into our subconscious mind brings forth abundance and prosperity. Abundance and prosperity, I believe, are part of God's plan for humanity. John 10:10 says, "The thief does not come except to steal and to kill and to destroy. I have come that they may have life and that they may have it more abundantly." 3 John 1 and 2 says, "Beloved, I pray that you may prosper in all things and be in health, just as your soul prospers." Abundance and prosperity, then, are a part of God's plan for our lives. 12. What you consciously affirm, you must not mentally deny a few moments later. This will neutralize the good that you just affirmed. When you plant a seed, it can't possibly grow if you dig it up. That's what we do when we think or speak negative thoughts after our affirmations. 13. Your true source of wealth consists of the ideas in your mind. You can have an idea worth millions of dollars. Your subconscious will give you the ideas you seek. 13. Your true source of wealth consists of the ideas in your mind. You can have an idea worth millions of dollars. Your subconscious will give you the idea you seek. If we can convince our subconscious mind that wealth is ours, we'll have it regardless of the form that it takes. In other words, regardless of what is going on in the economy, regardless of what means of exchange has been employed, our subconscious mind will always make sure that we have what we need and that we'll always be wealthy. 14. Envy and jealousy are the stumbling blocks to the flow of wealth. Rejoice in the prosperity of others. Envy causes wealth to flow away from us. If you are envious of anyone, wish them well. Rejoice over their prosperity, believing that your subconscious mind is going to produce the plans and means for you to gain wealth as well. James 3:16 says, "For where envy and self-seeking exist, confusion and every evil thing are there." Envy can lead to destructive competitiveness. And as we become competitive, we descend from the creative field and we send negative thought impulses to our subconscious mind. 15. The block to wealth is in your own mind. Destroy that block now by getting on good mental terms with everyone. No one is keeping our subconscious mind from working on our behalf but us. We shouldn't be worried about anyone else's progress or financial state. If we are preoccupied with someone else's wealth, We should destroy that mental block by getting on good mental terms with everyone. And then we need to use our knowledge of how to program the subconscious mind to change our situation. Please like our video and subscribe to our channel. We really would appreciate it. Thank you so much.